Hello, Weebs and Normies. Welcome to the Anime Club. I'm Graham.
And I'm George.
All right, George. Apothecary Diaries is our first part 2 episode, so to speak. Everything's been a little bit episodic.
True.
But this
yes.
is our first kind of part 2. So
Yeah.
are you thinking that this is going to be resolved totally in this episode, or are we going to have a part 3, do you think?
That's a good question. It's been so episodic, and I mean, we're only on episode 5, so like, I can't say it's been so episodic, but like it would feel weird is the wrong word, but it's just to go from like, as far as I can tell, and I could be wrong,
Sure.
episodes that didn't really have anything to do with each other and were just kind of reintroducing us back into the world and into the characters, introducing new characters, to go into a multi-episode spanning arc, right? Like I'm talking like maybe it gets resolved at episode 12, because either it gets resolved in 2 episodes or I foresee it going much longer. I don't know if it'd be like a 3-episode kind of thing. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe the B plot that they start introducing here becomes the next kind of arc thing. And so, yeah, maybe this goes for like 3 or 4 episodes as the A plot, and then the B plot takes over. But that's a lot of words to say. I have no freaking idea.
I was like, so basically it could be anything, like literally.
Anything, exactly. Once the rug was pulled so hard for me by the whole Lacan thing, at this point, Apothecary, you can take the reins. I'm just going to sit back and watch.
But do you feel like there's anything that they're planting the seeds in the show right now that's like the Lacan thing? Do you feel like there's anything in the background that they're kind of setting up? Or is it really just kind of been things that are kind of related and they kind of amounted to something, but not much?
I think that new character they introduced is going to come to play in a much bigger way later down the line. I don't think she was just like a one-off. Here's another side character. Yeah, the purple-haired girl, the other servant girl. I don't think she's going to be the same status as, I'm terrible with names, but the other servant girl, the one with the brown hair.
I think brown hair.
Little kind of like puff hairdo thing. Because she's like side character, I guess. Just kind of there in the background. This girl, I think, is currently in the same way, but I think she's going to be bigger later down the line. I could be wrong, but that's my prediction.
I thought that too, but then when they reintroduced her on the cat part where they went to go visit and the cat was there and they were drinking tea and stuff, I was a little surprised that she was there and had been reintroduced, because I thought she would also have like a bigger part. But then they just kind of brought her in nonchalantly and she's like, oh yeah, well, she's just there. She's now, and I was like, oh, I thought the next time we'd see her, they would be like, okay, here's why she's new and why she's important and blah, blah, blah. But it was kind of just like, she's there now. And I'm like, oh, okay. So she may not have like a bigger part in the story than if she's just being introduced again, just willy-nilly. Which I thought I had said felt organic. So it was nice to have it like that. But it also made her feel less substantial.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just like a lot of ways they could bring her back. Like, I'm assuming it's been resolved. Maybe it hasn't fully been completely. That whole mushroom mystery with concubine Tao or Sao, one of them.
Tao.
Yeah. Because like sooner or later, if Maomao's conjecture was right, they're gonna find out that her servants essentially killed their mistress or whatever you call it.
Right.
What punishment's going to be there? Is there going to be like some sort of court? Is she going to be called in as some sort of witness? Or do they just let this go, right? Like, this is one of the many things that happens in the rear palace, and it just helps to give the rear palace that aura of mystery and like,
I just feel
lawlessness is not the right term, but like, I don't know, like political intrigue, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I just feel like what happens to those like random servants is like largely inconsequential. It's like, I don't really care what happens to those people at this point. Like, the mystery has been generally solved, so I'm just like, I don't care. Will it ever come up again? Personally, I doubt it. And if it did, I'd be like, okay. And then they got sentenced and they died. And it's like, all right.
They got executed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you're totally right. It could be nothing. It's hard to always tell with Apothecary Diaries. But Yeah. So,
Maybe-
anyways, I just use that as like a throwaway
Sure.
example of like there's potential to bring her back still in some major way.
Right. Yeah, well, maybe the purple hair girl will be some kind of awful supervillain or something, or she's got a crazy plot.
Yeah,
Who
maybe
knows?
she'll be the opposite Lacan. She'll be the anti-Lacan, and
Sure,
she comes
there
off
you
as
go.
we talked about that in like episode 1 or 2. It's
Right.
like a character that was super great, and turns out they're an evil mastermind.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, you never know.
Let's see.
All right, well, let's check
Okay.
it out, shall we?
Let's do it.
残された建物や外壁、地下水路は
Dude, the rear palace is huge.
Right.
う
Oh,
Oh, speaking of,
shishi.
声でバレちゃったこの人懐っこさ
Maybe
さすがシャオランのダベリ友達
Shaolan. That's the other girl's name.
yeah,
Okay.
Shaolin, right?
シス
She is cute as heck,
な
though.
んでこんなところに
私はちょっと用があって
Business to tend to in the northern.
これこれ
Stealing food?
Oh, she's catching caterpillars.
かわいいでしょ
Oh, that's right. She was doing that last time.
嫌がらせに取られるから
True.
やらない方がいいよ
なんで
古くから交易をしていた土地だ
What's that brown thing?
Probably a beetle? Or maybe a might be a chrysalis.
蚊だよ
Oh, they're moths.
飛んでないけど綺麗な
Ah, that's why it wasn't a. Yeah, it wasn't a butterfly last episode. It was a
Right, right.
moth.
にもいたのかな
Ah,
月明かりに輝いてこのが
they're gonna want to use this for the dance.
するんじゃない成虫になったらご飯食べられなくてすぐ
Oh.
They can't eat?
Okay, she's relaying the information back.
Hmm.
No way. Are they all going bug hunting now?
Oh,
Oh, I think they
Wow.
are.
my Japanese friend said, "Do not touch the moths."
Oh, really?
Yeah, because some of them could be kind of poisonous or whatnot.
上級妃たちも参加することになった
Oh,
Mm.
cool.
Oh, there they
their
are.
little
出席者は馬
pavilions.
車の中から宴を楽しむ
Yeah, what the heck?
異国の特使を見せ物にしないという
Oh.
配慮でもあるが
That's the first time
Finally
we've
get to
really,
see him.
yeah, to see
Yeah.
their face. Is Jinshi coming out?
Oh, imagine.
ごきげんようせっかくの宴ですのにこんなに離れてしまうなんてもう少し近くでお話をしたいです
What?
He's approaching the emperor.
皇帝様はご欠席とかもしよろしけ
Dang.
ればあいらそろそろ戻りなさいせっかくの舞台を
Oh, her sister's like, "Yo, chill."
Yeah, what?
Hmm.
Huh.
Was that a ploy though?
ほんにゃ
I don't know. Why do they want to get with the like, well, I know why they would want to get with the emperor, obviously. He's the emperor, and clearly if marriage is involved, that could be linking between kingdoms and stuff like that. But like maybe I'm under the wrong impression, but maybe it was different in Chinese culture or whatever. But wasn't it usually like the dads basically arranged the marriage? Like it was a king from like Spain and the king of France, and they'd
Right.
talk
right.
to each other.
Yeah, well,
So,
that's
like,
why
I'm
I think
wondering.
her sister is basically like, yo, like, let's just chill for a second,
Mhm.
right? She's kind of going out of. That's why everyone's just kind of like, what the frick? Because it seems like
Yeah,
she's really
she's
kind of going
Going
out.
off script, kind of.
Right, exactly. Really
Okay.
going out of her way to
Okay.
like make such a freaking scene here. Seems like a
That
much.
makes sense. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
この世に自分たち以上の美人はいないそう自負しているのだ
Wow.
Some big
Talk about
extrapolation there.
confident.
美人に鏡を送ったのも挑発のつもりなのかもな
Oh, it was a gift, not a provocation, not a gift.
気のせいを見せることだ
Maybe. I mean, that's what Maomao's considering, but doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
mean it's the truth.
True. It's gonna be Jinshi.
I did the best I could.
まあそういう反応になるわな
Oh my gosh.
Oh
では
boy.
行きましょうか
I can't believe Jinshi's
Bro.
going along with this.
This is amazing.
Jinshi.
この野郎
Oh my gosh, dude.
Dang, Jinshi, stop it.
Well, I mean, this solves what we were talking about last time. Will this translate into grace?
Yep,
Clearly it does.
certainly does.
His training.
特使の祖父が見た景色とは
I thought they'd do it on stage, but they did it like this, which makes it even
Yeah,
more
I
like
thought so as well.
mysterious, right?
Yeah. With the moths. Oh, and they brought
Dang.
flower petals as well.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
命令海馬折れて壁砲だき
No way.
she went to the moon, man.
発音には自信がなかったけど通じたみたいだ
Diana. Is that moon in their natural language?
Ah,
Oh.
虫の死骸をこすりつけられてね。
Mm.
虫の中には異性を呼ぶために匂いを発するものがいる
ah.
匂い
So they would have been,
Okay.
yeah, attracted to the smell.
光をまとって舞う警告まさに国を傾ける破壊力
Enough to topple nations.
That's what she says about Jinshi all the time.
ありがとうございますジンシ様重い衣装のまま対岸まで
Ah,
Oh, he disappeared in the
that's how he
pond.
disappeared. Okay.
そうか。あとは知らんからな。髪がまだ濡れているぞ。
This makes it even better. I thought it was just like a stylistic choice that they didn't show him, getting away.
Right,
And they
right.
used the flower petals as like a veil of sorts, right? He literally just like hit or whatever.
He just
They
like-
made him swim in the pond. That's amazing, dude.
That's great.
It's even better.
自分でやればいいのに
Hey, Maomao, you got him to do that. You should at least help him out.
True. Oh,
ならいいわ
he's upset by that.
Hmm.
Why am I nervous about what that
まだな
blonde lady is gonna do?
Oh, I'm sorry, George. Was the really ominous setting and thing that they said and like slow pan out? Was that in the
Yes.
dark room? Is that like unsettling for you? That's so strange.
It was a subtle foreshadowing. Really subtle. Take someone with a keen eye to kind of catch
I
it.
thought that they were gonna like have a little nice surprise for everyone. Maybe bake him a cake or something. That's what I was thinking. Wow, crazy.
毒になるものは処分させたが、例えばあの特使たちの手配ということは考えられないか？
Seems awfully
thinks-
freaking orchestrated for something so complicated.
Yeah.
教授はズタボロでそれどころじゃないでしょうね
Okay, so they didn't want to necessarily marry the emperor. They just wanted a spot as a concubine. Seems
Right,
like.
right. If they kill
Okay,
one off,
I thought it was
with the
more.
oils.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Based on what she said when she got in front of the emperor's carriage, I was thinking literally marriage, like no more concubines.
It
just
could be both.
them. Okay.
You never know, right?
Yeah, true.
皇帝の外籍であることに起因していて出世にがっつく性格ではない東宮を亡くした
Maternally
病にかかっていた
related?
が今は再び主情の寵愛を受けている
Are they like distant cousins?
逆に
Maybe it sounds like it might
What?
be.
しかし主情はあいにく豊満な女性が好んでいるので
Good on the emperor.
That's funny.
Okay, so the fathers are still heavily involved with the concubines then. I don't know why I didn't make that connection earlier, but just what she was talking about here, like the families are vying for power, they're behind each one of the concubines. It makes total
Right.
sense. So, okay.
Right.
俺は水晶宮の侍女たち
Are they still scared of her? They are.
微熱だね。舌出してみ。
Huh?
そこまでひどくはないようだ
You can tell a cold through the tongue, huh?
念のため止めていただけますか
So she stays here, huh? Okay.
おいで。
アブ医者よりよっぽど手慣れていて見立てもしっかりしている
Oh no.
Then why
Oh,
is the
boy.
quack doctor around if they have
Yeah,
this?
right.
What?
具合の悪い侍女はこうやって隔離しておくのか
あんたは仕事に戻んな。付き添いだからってサボれると思うんじゃないよ。
Yeah, true, Maomao.
むしろあそこを医局にした方が良いのでは？
それができれば苦労しない。
どういうことでしょうか？
医官には男しかなれないからですよ。
Oh,
擦り傷くらいなら
That's what I was thinking.
Wow.
大怪我の処置は医官しかできません。
yeah, interesting.
私はどうなるのですか？
目をつぶっているということだ。
No
Wow.
way.
複雑な事情が絡んでいるのだな。今の工程に代替わりした後、肝がんとなる手術は禁じられた。
Oh,
つまり今後、人材が枯渇するのは目に見えている。人士様の年齢
Oh,
を考える
dang.
と、ちょうど禁止される前くらいに手術をしたのだろう。
oh my gosh.
あと数年
Oh my gosh, she said that out loud, bro.
なんだ。
口につけたか。
人生
Oh my gosh,
仕
that's
事が疲れ
great.
ますゆえ。
くれぐれも薬を煎じていることを他者に知られないように。
承知しました。
Oh,
I thought it was common
that seems
knowledge.
like something. Yeah, that seems like something he should have warned her about a long time ago.
Yeah, right?
だったら儲かるかな。
Make him grow
Right.
back.
Oh my
それは
gosh.
薬だね。さっきの下女から薬の匂いがした。
Oh, dang.
あの下
They
女
know now?
隠れて薬を作ってるね。
Hmm.
Speak of the devil, she's literally making medicine right now.
Yeah, right? I
Huh.
feel like, how did this not come up before? Like, she's
I
been
don't
like
know.
making medicine like very publicly. I'm trying to think back now and all the times like
Same. I'm trying to
She's
think, like, has
talked
she
about
made
it?
much medicine? Like, she's made teas,
yeah,
right?
It's not quite the
She
same,
didn't
but yeah.
necessarily, like, they were medicinal teas, but they could, you know, you could bend the rules a little bit, I guess, and say they're not medicine, it's just tea.
Yeah, I feel like she's maybe she it's so strange because she works with the doctor, but I guess they said they're looking the other way. I just felt like she was at some point in the first season, like second half, she was making some demands of like the places she wanted to have access to and to be able to make things. And I don't think all of her
Yeah.
demands were met, but I feel like it was generally like such a public thing that was happening, but I guess not.
Yeah, because looking back, she really only talked to Jinshi, what's his name, Gaoshan, and the other ladies in waiting, which
Right.
I don't think they'll ever tell.
Right, and did they not know? Because I feel like if no women was allowed to make medicine, like I feel like that would have been a bigger talking point between them. Like, oh my gosh, you're making medicine, or you know, got to keep it secret,
Yeah.
or you shouldn't do that, or like it never came up even once. It seems so
Yeah,
odd.
and is that like a cultural thing, or is that an palace thing? I want to say it's
Right.
like a palace thing, because her dad clearly had no problems with her making medicine, and she would help the ladies at the brothel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
again, is it a cultural thing? Whereas like, you know, all of China, it's looked down upon for women to be doctors, or if it's just
Right, this specific
sort of, like-
palace, right.
yeah, like prejudice of the emperor or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like maybe this emperor might actually be like a, you know, for lack of a better term, like progressive in the sense of like he's not necessarily going after the little girls, and he's not doing. Yeah, he's-
Unfortunately, that was kind of progressive
That's-
for back in the day.
yeah,
Sometimes,
right. He stopped the eunuch operations, right?
yeah, that was
So
really interesting.
that's a pretty big one. There's probably some other things that I've forgotten off the top of my head, but it seems like having women be doctors seems like it could just be like a natural thing that would happen. Oh, the school for teaching the servants how to read,
True.
right?
True.
So I feel like this is just naturally going to be like a thing that they deal with the emperor, and they start getting women to be doctors or whatever.
Yeah,
I wonder if
Yeah,
that's what
the
they're setting
whole-
up to.
the whole stopping the eunuch surgery is really interesting because, like Jinshi said, or maybe it was Maomao who thought it actually. No, they both kind of said / thought it. they're gonna run out of staff.
Right. They're
Right?
gonna have to change the policy, right?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
you got
the problem is, having a bunch of the reason they're eunuchs and allowed in the rear palace is because there's a bunch of freaking beautiful women all over the place, right? So if you have a bunch of horny men all over the place, you're gonna have problems popping up all over. So
yeah.
it makes sense. It's not a good policy, but it makes sense to a degree, right? Considering the circumstances.
And the warriors and all that, they're also eunuchs as well, right?
That I don't know. I'm not sure.
Like the one guy from last season that gave her the pin, was he a eunuch or not?
I feel like no. I feel like not. No, because there's that one guy who wanted to.
He wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't because he went to the.
Exactly.
He was one of the, whatever they're called, like the three flowers or something.
Yes.
From the brothel. Okay.
Of the brothel, yeah. Yeah, so he wasn't. No, so, and I don't think a eunuch would make a very good soldier. Like, you need some
I want to say as well.
Testosterone. Baby,
yeah,
right?
exactly, dude.
That's what makes a good soldier. So, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. So where do they stay then? I guess that's just something I never really thought about too much. They must stay in like an isolated part of the rear palace.
The soldiers?
Or not rear palace, just the palace rather.
Yeah, they probably stay in their own kind of quadrant, right? Like men, as long as they're isolated out of the rear palace where like a majority of the women servants are, then it shouldn't be too big of a problem. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just do it like the Greeks. Or the Romans, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, I don't even want to know, bro.
Okay, interesting. Very
so I
interesting.
think that's probably building up, like all the things that they've been saying about this emperor. Now they're kind of laying this problem, and they're saying there's going to be a problem in the future. I feel like we could be seeing some like big mix-ups, and then I wonder if that will start to spur the emperor's enemies more to action based off of the big kind of shakeups he's doing to the culture. Right?
True. People have always been kind of hesitant to stuff like that, so it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Well, as we said in the beginning, right? Well, is this something that's going to get resolved now? Looks like the answer is not fully. There's still a lot of stuff that's going to continue. Some things were.
Right.
The main thing, like the dancing thing, was resolved, but and it's clear now based off what Maomao had said, they had requested something they thought was impossible, and now that it's because they wanted to kind of stick it to the emperor, like you won't be able to do this. But once they were able to provide, their pride was hurt, and that one girl is not taking that lightly. So I'm.
They're also pretty freaking jazzed to see the moon fairy. To be fair,
they were, but their pride was also hurt, and I feel like that's going to be the lingering feeling after the shock and awe wears off. There's also the poisonous oil stuff, the scents.
Right, the scents.
What the heck that's all about?
Is that a conspiracy or a coincidence?
Yeah, exactly. I want to say it's conspiracy. I don't think it's coincidental. Not in a show like this.
Right.
But okay. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, it was good.
Good episode. Little things are starting to get placed. So I hope this continues. This is the kind of stuff that I like about Apothecary Diaries. Once they start putting the seeds, I hope things start to accelerate a little bit.
Right. Yeah, I like
at the same time,
well the intricate domino placing, right? It doesn't totally feel like, oh, they're just setting up dominoes in a row. Like Apothecary Diaries really does like the dominoes all over the place, and then all of a sudden
like puzzle pieces, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, but then at the end you kind of see everything start to go in motion. You're like, oh frick, they do connect. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Do you think there's going to be something where they place dominoes, puzzle pieces, what have you, the whole season, and then the last 3 quarters is when we start seeing things fulfilled properly?
Quarter? Not 3
or
quarters.
Last quarter, sorry, not 3. Yeah. Last quarter, last 25%.
Right. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. I wonder what they'll do for like the mid-season finale, but I could see them like starting to set more and more things up. I don't know. I feel like setting up things for like the rest of the season into the last quarter is a lot of setup, maybe like too much setup, even for Apothecary Diaries. So we're gonna need, let's say, like, I think it would be good if they had a bunch of dominoes that are being set up now that will be paid off in the mid-season finale, and then some dominoes they're laying that will be paid off at the season finale. But then in that midterm section, they're also placing even more that are all going to be used for the season finale, right? So we have that full kind of connection from the beginning to the end, except the ramp up in setup will increasingly increase as it goes to the end of the season, I think. But I don't know. We'll have to see, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know if my perception is skewed because for season 1 we watched 2 episodes, whereas now we're watching only 1 episode. But it feels like the pacing in season 1, and I'm trying to, like, as much as I can, isolate episode by episode of what I remember. But it almost felt like season 1 was a bit faster paced. I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's just because we watched 2 episodes at
I think it's because we watched 2. I definitely remember watching some episodes and thinking like, oh, okay, like that was an episode. It was fine. It was good, right? But then because we had another one to go off of, I was just like, okay, we got a lot of stuff to think about this week, and that happened, and we're set up. Whereas like this is just like we're getting only like half of the setup, half of the things, right? And it's the beginning of the season, which is usually always on the slower side as well. So it's probably a compounding effect.
Okay. That's what I figured, but I just wanted to see what you thought.
Yeah.
Because it's a fine line to tread, right? Like you want to be able to give breathing room to each little clue that you place. You can't just be doing clue, and just burn through it, because then it's like, oh, like all the fun of trying to figure it out myself is gone. But at the same time, you don't want to take too long, because it's like, okay, we got to get to something, right? So it's I think they're hitting it right now. If anything, they're like, it's leaning towards the slow side a little bit. But the only thing that keeps me from definitively saying, yes, this season is paced much slower, it's just the fact that I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what things are clues. And an episode or two, something I've already seen is going to be completely recontextualized. And I'm like, no way. And like my mind's going to be blown, right? So.
Right.
Yeah.
And what things will just be kind of like, oh, nothing ever went anywhere with that. It was just a kind of a nothing thing. Like a filler
it was just
piece
there.
Of information.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. All right. Well, good stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode and our reaction. If you want to see all our other stuff 2 weeks ahead of time, speaking of 2 episodes, we watch them in 2 episode segments. Go ahead and check out our Patreon and the channel membership. But with that, we'll see you guys next time.
Hey, everybody.
Take care.